How's it going, boys? My name is Schlatt, and welcome back to the Weekly Slap. Today I want to talk a little bit about the channel, how it started, what my goal was, and what it means to me. Because it's been a little bit, and while I've been wanting to come back for a while, it didn't really make sense for me to just start posting again without having a little heart-to-heart with you. So, where'd we come from? I started this channel when I was a freshman in college. And back then, I used it mostly as a diary. I would talk about things that I was interested in, any cool ideas that I was thinking about, trying to wrap my head around. It was a way for me to be a little more serious and also continue this style of content that I'd grown up watching. These Call of Duty commentaries that honestly helped me get through a lot. These guys like CNanners and Woody's Gamertag and Nobody Epic, I mean, they really helped me out during that time. And as time went on, I wanted this channel to have that same effect. I want to make it into a resource that the next generation of YouTube viewers could watch and enjoy and learn from, just like I learned from the guys that came before me. And so I started taking questions. Viewers would send in questions, and I'd respond to them. And it was very much in the same vein of Woody's Mail Mondays, but instead of Woody, now I'd try and be that voice of reason. And I would be the one sharing my experiences and trying to help people through those difficult situations. But the truth was that over time, I felt less and less qualified to talk about stuff. Yeah, I grew up watching this kind of content, and I wanted to make it too, obviously, but instead of an adult in front of the microphone with a family, with a real job, with real experiences to back up what he's saying, it was just me. It was just a college student who had never lived on his own, didn't know how to cook, and just didn't know much yet. And I've talked about it before on this channel. I felt like I wasn't really prepared enough to do this show and to talk about the things that I've talked about and get stronger. I mean, I talked to a guy about septic yesterday. This dude ran a septic tank company. It's a literal shit. This dude was so unbelievably knowledgeable about septic. It blew my mind. I know nothing about septic. Do I need to know about septic, or do I just have this guy around? I don't know. I took his card. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like I have done a lot this past year. The past 2 years, especially. I moved halfway across the country to a place. Fucking morning, I woke up to the deadliest snowstorm Texas had had in decades. I had no water. I had no power. No food. Like, of course, right? Of course. And so I figured out how to live. I figured out how to live on my own. I figured out how to live with friends, with other people. Since then, I've leased cars. I've leased apartments. I've leased houses. I've moved 5 times since I started living here. I've started companies. I've grown companies. And most importantly, I've met some pretty amazing people. And I feel like I have a better sense of how to actually do this shit. It is night and day when I think about the kid who started this channel and the guy who's talking to you right now. I mean, I truth be told, I feel like I've done more living in these past couple of years than I ever have in like the 2 decades that came before it. But I realized that the more that you do live, the more you realize how much more there is to live and to learn. And so, I mean, even today, I wonder if I could, if you want me to be real, I think the only thing I'm truly like 100% qualified to talk about is YouTube. I know my way around the algorithm, I know where to put the red circles to get more views. I know how to do the intros. Like, I know that shit inside and out. But that's only after like a decade of it being all I thought about at all times, and trying whatever I could to become a YouTuber. I'm like the septic guy, but instead of pumping shit, that was a bad comparison because I do just kind of pump shit out there. You get what I'm saying, right? And only after coming to that realization did I really begin to understand this channel's place. This is not going to be a one-stop shop for how to live life. I'm not going to pretend to talk about things I don't know about. We got septic guys for a reason. I got the number in my wallet now, but I'm going to keep going because I think I can be helpful. But I think you and me should both know that I'm a 23-year-old college dropout who still kind of doesn't know how to cook. Thank you, boys, for watching, and I'll see you soon.